Welcome to the Starfound podcast, an actual play podcast of the tabletop role-playing game Starfinder by the lovely people at Paizo. Now, some of you may know exactly what I'm talking about, and some of you may be totally in the dark. Well, for those of you in the know, a tabletop role-playing game mixes the boundaries between long-form improvisation and board games, and what this means is that a few friends sit around a table and collaboratively tell a story, the outcome of which is decided by rolls on a 20-sided die, modified by the character's abilities and skills. So if a player wants to shoot a laser blaster to hit the target of their bounty in the knee, there are mechanics for that. Or if the heroes need to get into a factory producing an army of war robots, they might choose to disguise themselves, or just talk their way in. There are mechanics for that, or we just talk to each other. Now, this first season of Starfound was recorded over a whole year in various spaces at various times, and you can find the whole season up on SoundCloud at StarfoundPod or on Patreon at patreon.com/StarfoundPod. So go binge it like crazy. If you like what you hear, please leave us kind or at least constructive reviews, and don't forget to share it with your friends, be they Facebook friends, people you play games with every week, or your workplace friends, or anyone else. We'll take whatever we can get. I'm also incredibly excited to announce that Season 2 will be coming very soon. We will be live recording weekly on Twitch, and the podcast will be going up a week after each recording session for $5 and up patrons, and 2 weeks later for everyone else. To boot, patreon.com/starfound has plenty of other awesome rewards for our supporters that you can get with a monthly pledge to help keep us making harrowing, hilarious, and heart-wrenching content for your listening pleasure. Now, let's meet the crew of Starfound.
I'm Anne Richmond, and I play Amaruk Yuka, Locka Solarian, First Claw of Clan Yuka, and emotional support captain for the crew of the Kingfisher.
I'm Helena Anderson, and I play Gilleskia, a very clumsy Kasathan mystic zoologist, and I believe in the pursuit of knowledge and friendship. Friendship is good too.
Hi, my name is Parker Wallace, and I play Castor 9, android mechanic and pilot of the Kingfisher. Happy to be of service.
Hi, I'm John Colmer. I play Quentin Kodiak Zioneer, a human operative who's running from his past and obsessed with finding out what happened to someone he loved.
I'm Miles Duffield, and I'm the Game Master of Starfound, which means that I guide the story and I play all the characters that aren't our main characters, and I also arbitrate all the rules, which means that I'm in charge of the fates of our dear characters. Finally, sit back, strap in, or at least hold on to something. Let's get Starfound! We begin in the bubble of Absalon Station, which sits, it's the third quote-unquote planet from the sun of the Pact Worlds, but it's not so much a planet as a massive space station that is in the place of what was once Galarium, an ancient planet of many years. And 300 years ago, the entire galaxy was washed with amnesia. Planets woke up not knowing why they were at war or at peace. Husbands, wives woke up not knowing why they were with their partners. And obviously chaos ensued. Over time, that chaos has turned, well, let's say it's turned from a boil into a simmer. Alliances have formed, wars have sprung up and died down, and faster than light travel is now regular. All of it focused around... What the fuck is the name of this artifact? And that's how you start a game. The Starstone. This massive, once exoplanetary stone that is now entombed in the middle of Absalon Station and is the central beacon through which faster than light travel, called drifting, works, right? all travel is related to Absalon Station, where you guys rightly, or right now, are. Rightly or not so rightly. Now, we'll get to you, Anne, in a second. The three of you have all been contacted by a very particular person on Absalon Station. That person you know as King Tuta. King Tuta is an orc fixer in Absalom who primarily does stuff in like the upper echelons, right? But hires people from the lower echelons to take care of problems for people in the higher echelons, right? Do you guys want to like take shots at your relationship with King Tuta? Like how well you know him?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Castor 9, probably frequents the docking bays.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Shh. Fix that. Oh, you're good to go. There we go. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And so I would assume they have a good report button anyway.
Lovely. So you do like simple little jobs for Tuta in order to get money, right? Yeah. What kind of jobs have you done for him? They aren't all necessarily reputable
lots of things.
Work.
So sometimes he has this habit of hyperthrusters a bit, and it kind of overheats the engine. So sometimes just sneak in there and just fix it up a little bit.
Lovely. So you do maintenance on his personal vessel.
Yeah, that's right.
Lovely. I love that. That's delightful. Have you done any like more field work for him?
I would say, maybe more simple jobs.
Yeah.
Not so much like tasks or missions. Such as more errands, I would say.
Errands.
Yeah.
Lovely. Taking things from place to place?
Absolutely.
What's your skill set?
My skill set? Oh.
Yeah.
Not to brag, but I'm a pretty gosh darn pilot. Pretty good, I'd say.
Awesome.
It tickles me,
It tickles me too, Castor.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Lovely. Now you two. Kodiak and and I've forgotten your character's name, but I'm gonna figure it out because I have it all written down. And Juleska, Kiya.
Kodiak is the one with the connection directly to Tuta.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Tuta at all. Not at all. But Kodiak knows a lot of people, so I don't know. We're best friends now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is really cool. So yeah.
So much of this partnership just got painted in one moment as soon as they started speaking. The high fives are flying.
So Kodiak met Tuta, and primarily he with a name.
Yeah.
A small package that fits in the side of a coat pocket.
Yeah.
With an address. Things like that.
Absolutely.
On one or two occasions, it's been a procurement job.
Yeah.
Usually that procurement is breathing.
Yeah.
Just
good.
It's not theirs anymore. It's his now.
Fantastic. And you, Kiya.
Well, I just graduated from Castor University, and so I just kind of wanted to tag along with Kodiak because I don't really have anything going for me right now, and I really don't want to go back to Adari because my mom is, she's expecting a lot of like big things from me. Like I was supposed to, go out, get a degree, and then know what to do with my life, and I truly don't. So I'm kind of here with Kodiak, but he's cool, right? Oh my god!
So have you done any jobs for King Tuta?
Not really. I catered one of his events. I was on the catering staff. Listen, I needed some money.
Oh my god.
So I decided to give out the hors d'oeuvres.
Oh god.
There's nothing wrong with catering.
It wasn't
Especially if you have 4 arms.
It wasn't until after that event that I
Juleska. Or you can call me Kiya.
Kiya?
Or Jules if you're feeling fancy.
It wasn't until after that event that Kodiak informed Kiya that event was that I had been targeted to procure a few items from a few individuals at said event.
Lifting stuff.
Yeah, I was lifting stuff all throughout the evening while I was also carrying around a tray and stuff. So we catered the event, but I had a second job.
Fascinating. What is your specialization, Kiya? What do? You just graduated from Castorville University in
Castorville.
What's your major?
Oh, my major in zoology. I'm really good at animals. I really enjoy them, and I love traveling, and so I what? All of you suck.
I'm in love with you.
I'm a zoologist, so I enjoy studying animals and just kind of the natural world around me. But I like to say that I have a way with words.
Great.
I'm charming and delightful.
Are you?
And I can talk to people good.
News to me.
What? I'm a diplomatic human. I'm very cultured. I'm from Adari, so I know my shit. I'm not a human, but... Humanoid.
Slip of the
I do have 4
tongues.
arms, so that makes me already better than most.
No
by
one
4.
knows what's going on behind that Casathan face mask, so it could be tongues, teeth.
Yeah, no one's gonna see that except my one true love someday.
I don't need anybody else to roleplay.
Alright, Helena, go. You're on a quest.
Wait, no, I'm scared. I don't wanna.
No, okay, we'll come with you.
Please come with me.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, now that I've learned that about my players. So you all, this is unusual, right? Because even Kiya got the call this time. You've been asked to bring in that little weirdo that
I am
always
6
tags
foot
around
tall.
with you.
I am 6 feet.
Great.
Figuratively
You
little.
still,
He calls everyone little. Everyone is little to Kiya.
yeah, you would know that you're also littler than King Tuta.
Yes,
Yes,
obviously.
obviously.
Don't correct it.
Okay.
And a physical thing. King Tuta is a 7-foot tall orc. Full-blooded.
Don't correct him.
I will.
Um,
No.
yeah, do we want to make... Do you guys want to make checks about King Tuta? You know a little bit about him. Do we want to gather more information? We're not going to push that envelope, are we? Everyone's just going to leave that where it
Kodiak
lies.
doesn't take the envelopes where he's told to take the envelopes. Kodiak asks no questions as long as the credits are there.
Yeah, Castor?
I'll do it. Let's
All right.
see. D20 on...
Let's
What
say... Yeah, let's do... You know what? Culture. It's as good as it gets. The first roll.
Here we go.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so, you know all the stuff that I've told you, basically with a under 10 roll. And you also have noticed that, he has a habit of, humming to himself.
Mm.
Right?
We all have our fancies.
We absolutely do. So, you all have been summoned, right, by King Tuta. You've been summoned to this club in the bubble that is known as Liquid.
Yeah.
The entrance to which... What's that?
Is it a formal event? I need to get my good suit and tie.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea for a meeting. Yeah.
I love it.
So, okay. So you guys show up at the docks to Liquid. That is in one of the lakes inside the bubble. And the bubble, so that we're all on the same page. Absalon Station is like a series of... It's a ring around a central bubble that's like an eye at the middle of the ring that has like a full habitat dome inside of it. And then it's got arms that lead out from it. And then underneath it has like these spires that lead down, that are where all the deeper workings going on. And it's like the gap left so much unknown that all of the depths of Absalom are a lot like a massive dungeon, right? There's monster cultures that live down there. There's like strange sub-creatures and sub-levels and probably traps and tricks and insanity that lives underneath this whole the central government of the Pact Worlds. So you all arrive at the docks to Liquid. You seem excited about what you're wearing, Castor. Why don't you describe yourself?
Oh, it's one of my favourite outfits. So, it's, of course, my special bow tie. And it's my cutaway. It's nice, sleek, and black. Mm-hmm. And it's nice and comfy. And it has these highlights that are like bright neon blue.
Amazing.
And it has nice collar.
He shakes his collar avidly. Fantastic.
I saved up a lot of money for it, you know?
Yeah.
Got a flaunt once in a while.
Yeah. All right. Lovely. You killed Anne. Good job. Kodiak.
Oh my god.
A hooded, just a hooded light sweatshirt, with a thicker coat over top.
Lovely.
Trench coat style, not quite as long, like past the knee, but not to the ground. So not a full blood duster.
Yeah.
But past the knees. So, if you want physical description as well, you think?
Yeah, sure.
So human.
We didn't get that from you, Castor, so let's go back to you afterwards.
Cool. So Kodiak's a human male, and he has a light 5 o'clock shadow at almost all times because he just kind of doesn't. Not that he doesn't care, he just doesn't. His hair is medium length, off the shoulder, but still longer than long hair. But it's not really quite long. Light brown hair. He's got a kind of neutral to somber look to him at almost all occasions. He can be happy, but doesn't often carry that happiness on his face.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, Castor, you're back to your physical description.
Yes, of course. So, my physical description, I would say, is I've got dark blue hair, sort of parted to the side, pale blue skin with a sort of bright pink eye that sort of glitters, people say. And then on my right eye is a bit, the right side, shall we say, is a bit unfinished. It's not quite there yet. There's a pale icy eye that's featureless, and the other side of my face is a bit jigsawed together, I guess. And it's a different color. It's kind of obvious. I'm not very keen about showing it in public, kind of offsets people. Don't want to.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And my gloves. I always wear my gloves because, these things, they kind of get a little dirty, a little bit scuffed up, and I don't really want to show them my circuitry under there.
Delightful. And you, Kiya?
Oh, that's me.
That is your character's name?
Yeah, I thought you said Nukia, and I was like Nokia, and then it's not that at all.
She smiled and stared at me like I was completely lost.
So I'm a 6 foot tall Kasatha, and I have 4 arms, 2 and 2, either way, I guess. And I have kind of grayish pale skin, which a lot of Kasathas do. They have kind of cone head situations. Don't call us cone heads, we'll get mad. And it's racist. And on the side of my head, there's kind of a marbling pattern that's nice. It kind of looks like scars as if they were planned, but they're not really. And basically, I like wearing really flowy clothing. So if you go into
I don't know, your, like, blanket shop or whatever and grab, like, the closest, like, I don't know, throw and then just kind of toss it over yourself like a toga. That's what I love wearing. I mean, I'll wear things underneath, obviously. I'm not going to go, but I have my undersuit that covers my mouth and my nose because I don't want to be rude in public, of course. And yeah, that's about it.
Delightful.
I have really dark black eyes. Cassandras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your 4 arms.
Yes, I have 4 arms.
Delightful. Do you wear? I'm sorry. I'm hung up on this on your character choice. Do you wear glasses?
No.
Just curious.
No.
Do you wear a monocle?
No.
Just curious. You seem really offended by that monocle idea.
Where are you getting it from?
Have a monocle. What is that?
Just, I'm curious about. I don't know. Monocles in like sci-fi land are like heads-up displays and like ability and like a Google Glass.
I mean,
Sort of.
should I get a monocle? Like, what are you
It's
saying,
not a
Miles?
suggestion. I'm sorry. I'm just curious.
I don't know if that. I don't have ears, so like my glasses, they wouldn't stay.
You're right.
Monocle would be kind of difficult. I could implant it somehow. I could get a Kodiak to give me that hookup, right? Get some cosmetics.
What was that sound that you just made?
Not funny. Oh, it wasn't funny. I'm sorry.
Was that
It was not.
somewhere between a hiccup and a laugh? All right.
So no monocle then.
No, I don't have a fucking monocle.
Moral of the story, no fucking monocle, Miles. God. Elena's so bewildered by
so
me right now.
I mean, TBH, I'm with Helena because I don't know where you got the need
I
for
mean,
it.
maybe
Or
it's
where-
curious.
because I
Oh.
pushed my glasses up once before I was talking.
Yeah. I think that was
I
it.
can
That
see
might
that.
be it.
So you guys arrive at the dock to Liquid, right? Which is this like jet black piece of metal that shoots out from the grass into the water up ahead, and then there's like a series of there's like an apparatus that's like a series of doors, and the line is like long. There's like a 200-person line leading in. They're like feeding people in fairly quickly, and people are coming out fairly quickly. But you all, obviously, talk to the bouncer at the back of the line who's organizing people and tell them who you're coming to meet. And you get ferried right to the front. Do you think let's say that you guys arrive at the same time. Actually, here's a question. Kodiak and Castor, considering how you semi-run in the same circles now, do you guys think that you know each other? We had already established that you two, Kiya and Kodiak, know each other, but do you think that you guys have ever had any interaction?
I think I've heard of him.
Avoids technologically wired.
Okay.
Circumstances would have to put them together.
Interesting.
I'll try not to take offense to that.
Well, that was like a meta game out of game logic.
Yeah.
That's like I'm just saying like I wouldn't have gone out of my way, but at the same time I'm not going to treat you poorly.
Yeah.
Who you are.
So you guys arrive at the same time, right? Show up, show your quote-unquote credentials to the bouncer, and get ferried forward. Actions, questions, thoughts?
Is the bouncer? What species is the bouncer?
Absolutely. So the bouncer is there's like a couple bouncers because there's a lot of people to like manage at the front, and one of them is a halfling, right? And the other one is a very sturdy looking dwarf. And the halfling like kind of leans up against the dwarf, and he's got his like space clipboard, right? And he's like ready for you to come in. He's like, all right, yeah, okay. Who's next? Okay, that's your name?
King
Who is this
Tuta.
guy?
It's King Tuta. We're here for that guy.
A little quieter.
Sorry.
All right. No, it's all right. We're all friends here. Thank you so much for coming. If you two would please follow my friend Bruno here, which is like Bruno but dwarvish. And Brunor. Oh, that's really hard to say. I put myself in a what?
Brunor. Yeah.
Brunor.
Is it N-A-R or N-O-R?
N-O-R.
Brunor.
Okay.
N-O-R, just so we're clear. B-R-U-N-O-R. He explains to you as he takes you around the line to the head of the line. You get shouted at, screamed at by a couple frustrated people who are like trying to get into this bloody club.
You'll get in, sweetheart. Don't worry about it.
And you're brought to the front of the line to like a separate door. It opens, and there's like this tiny little cylinder, a little empty cylinder. One of you steps in, and then, first you're fitted. You're fitted with a few things. You're given a mask, a rebreather, and an earpiece. And that earpiece is synced with the rest of you. And then you're also given like a little wristband with like a controller on it that is linked to your wrist piece that they say if you touch this to someone else, you can talk to them until you disconnect from them. You're then put into the tube, and the bottom falls out, and you fall into water and shoot down through this pressurized tube. Down. Beside you, you can see fish with glowing heads zipping by you, and you explode out in like the end of a water slide out into this club that is entirely submerged in water.
We're soaking wet now, or
You're all soaking wet. Yeah.
Oh my good suit! I wish someone would warn me about that.
But we're still like swimming in water.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just like in water. We're not even wet. We're like
so we're still
water.
underwater.
Yeah.
We're
So
just
cool.
At the club, is it like float up?
No, you are trying to float up. You have to like swim down a little bit.
It's an arm workout.
Does anyone want to make a check about liquid? You guys didn't ask any questions about it.
Yeah.
Culture checks.
I'll make a culture check about liquid.
Would it?
Castor, the least culture.
Oh, nat 20!
Rolled the first net 20 of the game!
Is there
I got a
any?
24, but...
I have a culture bonus for if it's about criminal underworld.
Oh.
Related to criminal underworld? No, just knowledge.
It's underwater.
Oh, that's 20 also!
What?
No, this is not good.
This is great! This is not okay! What is
It's all
it
downhill
with this
from here,
game in this room?
First nat 20 on this brand new dice.
Time
That
to
you
break
gave me.
the
Yay!
game!
Yeah, I just got John new dice. Alright, that's good.
Shiny natural 20.
All right, so for all of that information, you guys get to know that the liquid is it's a nightclub, right? That has been around for many years. It's one of the few new constructions in the bubble, right? Most of the stuff that exists on Absalon Station was already there at time of gap. The liquid is less than 50 years old, which makes it the babiest of establishments in Absalon, right? There's a lot of change at lower levels, but like actually established buildings do not come and go. They stick and they stay because they are like permanence is something that is rare in post-gap packed worlds, right? So stuff that is permanent is preserved in a remarkable way. It's really, really important to culture, right? Which is something that seems to be fleeting constantly in a world where there is no memory. Or no long-term memory, right? Liquid is actually heavily inundated in the Callo fashion world, right? The Callo being the aquatic-backed species from the icy ball planet that surrounds, that is in the diaspora, the asteroid belt of the Pact Worlds, right? There's like an icy ball, and on the inside of it there are various different cities. And they're all inhabited by these aquatic bat creatures who are like the most talented fashion designers you have ever known. Their stuff is always very flowy and free, but with a sense of purpose and urge to it. No one knows who owns Liquid, but it's probably a group of very important people inside of Absalom Station. probably politicians, honestly. But the space itself is not particularly related to any underworld gang or crime syndicate. Interestingly enough, it's managed to maintain a certain neutrality, even in the political sphere, the extremely important political sphere of the bubble. As you explode into this underwater world, there are like fish swimming by you, bioluminescence kind of like trailing behind them like smoke. Lasers play through the water, dancing across your skin, reflecting off of pieces of your suit, Castor, and like bouncing off of your eyes as well.
Ooh.
Yes, Kodiak?
Is this where...
I don't think you've ever been here before.
Okay. So, this is a new experience having done this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
This is, for your natural 20, this is big time. Right? Yeah. Yeah. And with that comes a significant increase in pay. Right? He has decided a certain thing about the people who are here. Even the weeb.
The weeb.
I definitely wasn't talking about you, Kiya. Winks hard at the other two.
Am I the weeb?
I don't know. I'm not even here yet.
Excuse me, am I the weeb? I would like to know. Pardon me, am I a weeb?
So,
Okay.
yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
You mentioned that the earpieces are all synced to each other, but that we have to touch bands before we can actually speak to one another?
The three of you have come in as a party, right?
Okay. Oh, so for anyone else, we have to touch bands.
Yeah.
Great. But the three of us already can hear each other. So
Yeah.
we hear him, we hear, remind me of your character's name.
Castor 9.
Castor 9. We hear Castor 9 exclaiming about his suit and
Yes.
what the water has done. Great.
Any screaming you did on the way down, all of you heard. Will saves.
Will saves.
Why not?
They're my favorite.
19.
Nice, you're fine.
21.
Can I get an 8?
Is that your total?
That's my total.
Yep, bro.
Whoa!
Yeah?
Yeah, so you screamed the whole way down, deeply upset. Screamed and then bitched the rest of the way.
My new suit, I gotta take it to the cleaner, I gotta get it. Oh, I gotta get it detoxing, I gotta get it sanitized. Oh.
It's gonna be fine. Just put it in the wash.
As you emerge, you're approached by a floating Callo, who's like large. Callo are the bat people that we were just talking about?
Yes.
Whose large, like, blue eyes you can see even in this, like, dimmed atmosphere. Yes.
When you say bat people, you're thinking like wings on the arms?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and like bat face with like big bat ears?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Except for, like, a little bit on the more reptilian side, right?
Okay.
There's no fur.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, little slugger.
Yes. Exactly that, Parker. Nothing like that, Parker. Yeah, they have batish wings, but they're humanoids, right? So they have longer legs than a bat.
Sure.
They are more quote unquote proportioned
And
than
the
a
wings
bat.
are like attached under the forearms.
Underneath the
basically,
forearms,
underneath
yes.
the arms.
Yes, and they are not wings so much as fins in actual practition, right? And they have large what is the word for eyes that are like covered by a membrane?
Ooh.
There's a word for that, right?
There is.
But I can't remember. Sheathed.
Oh!
Large sheathed eyes that have no pupil, right? So they're just a single color across all of them.
What's this bat's eyes? This Callo's eyes?
Blue.
Blue?
Yeah. Like a light blue that kind of shimmers through the darkness of the club. And they touch bands to each of you, right? And say in Galactic Common, I understand you're here to see someone special?
Yes, Mr. King Tuta, I believe?
Yes, follow me. And she flits backwards gracefully, spins, and shoots off.
Oh my god. Did you see that?
You did?
That was amazing.
Might as well try and keep up.
Alright.
You guys swim after to a small alcove.
Do your forearms help at all?
Yeah, they do. I don't know, do they? Roll.
Yeah, sure.
Just doggy battles.
I don't know, but you're like so clumsy.
I'm very clumsy.
It's a lot. It's a lot of limbs.
I have a lot of limbs and a lot of feelings.
Are like two of the arms more prominent or powerful than the others, or are they even?
No, they're even. They're totes even, my dude.
Cool.
I mean, my bottom right one's like a little shorter, but we don't want to talk about it. It was an accident. We don't want to talk about it.
Great.
What was?
My cousin
Did
and
you
I.
not do bottom right arm day?
No. Listen, Arm Day is something that I skipped for 30 years.
Arm day is a sacred rite in Castor culture. And Richmond is showing the light through her gem dice.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to appreciate it.
She has the most beautiful dice and
What are they,
eyes.
Anne? What are you talking about them?
What
Your
are
dice,
my dice?
that you're ignoring
These
my
are-
game to look at.
I wasn't ignoring them. I was thinking about why I haven't rolled over a 10, and I was like, I wonder why. And then I was like, God, these are beautiful, even if they're not favoring me. They're watermelon tourmaline.
Mm.
Yeah, they're from Level Up
Talk
Dice.
about a forbidden snack.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I was just thinking that. I was like, they look like Jolly
Yeah,
Ranchers.
they look delicious, and yeah. Anyways, they're
They look like
they're pink and gold, and that's all you need to know.
Wonderful.
I'm
All
so
right.
sorry.
I'm not mad at you. So you were led into a small alcove with like a sliding what is the word for this? I'm like my
grotto?
words are leaving me. It's grotto is a great word for the space, right? Like it doesn't have any hard edges. It feels much more naturally grown than it feels built, which is actually a contrast to much of the rest of the place, which feels very hard edges around a soft substance, right?
So algae covered or not algae covered?
It's not algae covered, but it feels
tide
like
pool?
could be the inside of a tide cave, right? A tidal
Oh.
cave. But the door on it is translucent slightly, and almost it's like the rainbows that shine off of a raven's wings, or even better, a mother of pearl for this,
Ooh.
right?
You've my attention.
Opalescent.
Your lower half of your
I
face.
put it under. I put the rebreather under my mask.
Cool. I
There it is,
just had that thought. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great.
No, thank you for
I
asking.
just realized I don't really need my breather. Does anybody here need a extra breather?
I think they probably
Now
did
I
not to
can
everybody else.
The Callo.
Tired
takes
people
it
on the
from you.
dance floor are just like, I need a breathe. Oh, not that.
Actually, you can still require oxygen to function.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, well, I'll just take that breather back then.
She passes it back to you.
Thank you, I see
Yeah, you begin to drown and then request your
it.
All right.
Amazing.
And inside of this grotto is sitting the very familiar to all of you, King Tuta, who sits just as immaculately dressed as he always is, in a charcoal gray suit with a sharp, thin black tie, his perfect spherical black sunglasses that always sit across his face. They're not sunglasses, it's just the lenses that float indescribably in front of his eyes. And he watches you approach coldly. And next to him sits...
Sorry, I was drinking from my
Bad time.
beverage.
I didn't
No. Next to him sits. She's sort of a tall, well, not sort of tall, she's pretty tall. She is a Locka, who is starkly white, but she has gray tips on her ears.
What's a Locka?
A Locka is a humanoid wolf person,
Yes.
usually white, with some kind of variation. I don't know really how to do this voice, so I'm just going to keep bouncing around, and
You're
hopefully
doing
it
great.
comes out. Okay.
You're doing great.
Great. So, she also has on her eye a half moon crescent in blue fur, and then another cut across her face. Not a cut, but like another symbol crosses her face, which seems to be organically growing in the fur. Sort of like a fur tattoo, but is there just 'cause that's how
The marking.
that's how Locka do. And I'm so sorry.
No, it's so
Oh
good.
my
Keep
god,
going.
I'm so nervous.
Between
okay.
you and Helena, this campaign
Yeah.
just got absurd.
And those, so it's very like she has the stark white fur, and this is still underwater, right?
Mhm.
So it's sort of like medium length, it's not shorn very close, so it's kind of bubbling out from her, undulating. Thank you very much. And yes, all right, so it's like the stark white fur everywhere, and then the gray, and then the light blue on the tip of the ears that matches the blue symbols on her eye. She looks to be armored in like this hexagonal print, sort of like, I guess it's medium armor or light armor. I think it's light armor. And she looks to be very strong, like bull. No, I'm kidding. She looks to be quite broad-shouldered and tall, and she seems to carry only just a small sidearm weapon as well. And in the sort of like middling dim light, I guess, because we're underwater, right? Similar to your blue, she also has blue and orange lines on her vest and her armored suit. And her eyes are she's got like the icy blue eyes as well, and very shiny claws that sort of like tap. She has her arms crossed, and they sort of like tap against her harder exterior on her armor, and that's sort of what she looks like, I guess.
Lovely. As you get within range, King Tuta reaches out with his armband and touches it with each of yours in order. And he says, "Welcome. I'm so glad that each of you could make it here today. Now, here is your potential benefactor,
Sorry.
Amaruk Yuka. I'd like her to explain it from here. Now, Amaruk, let's go back in time
Oh God.
and talk about your situation
Okay,
a
great.
little bit, right? To fill our audience in.
Diddly-doo. Yeah.
So you are looking and have been looking for some time for, well, your species' world is freezing, right?
Yes, logic has always been very cold, but we're sort of around the dying star, so there's only so long that can go on before it's like really bad. And everybody dies.
Yeah, and plenty of the Vlaka have the opinion that you just need to get tougher, but you, and especially some of the younger members of the society, agree that you all need to find a new home. Right?
And there are some, I would say, even also that believe that the void is something not to be avoided, and some things are meant to die. It's a very unpopular opinion, as I'm sure you could imagine, but there are some who think we are just supposed to live out our lives naturally and then fade away as something else rises to take our place somewhere else in the universe.
What do you think about that?
I think that there is a balance to everything, but that cultures deserve to live on. And if there is a place for you, then you are meant to have it.
Lovely. So you went out searching, right? And the first place that anyone would search would be the Pact Worlds. And after a long time, a lot of negotiating and planning and careful politicking, you have found yourself in a situation where you have an audience with the Pact Council. And there has been promises. Your intelligence suggests that some kind of offer is going to be made, right? This offer is going
to the logic people.
To you.
Oh, to me.
To you and the logic people, therefore.
All right.
But you are the representative, right, in charge. And you are not the king or even ambassador of logic people, right? You are one clan leader, right?
I lead the Yucca pack, yes.
Yeah. So, in the wake of this realization, it's been about 3 weeks that this has been planned for, right? Your contacts on Absalon Station have also informed you that you are potentially in danger, that the people who are also competing for the same land that the council is considering to offer you are gunning for your head, right? In addition, you've been doing this all on your own, and you need more help.
Do I know what kind of people are also looking for this world? That seems kind of dangerous. Okay.
Do you want to make checks?
Yes.
What do you want to make?
I would like to try to use, like, I make friends very easily.
And what skill would that be, Amaruk?
Roll for friends.
Roll for friends.
I roll my friendship stat.
No, I would like to roll my... I would like to maybe use my skills as a politician to sort of, like, campaign a little bit for support for my lot.
Great.
And use that to try to figure out, like, on the council, who might be sort of, like, trying to kill me, or maybe more.
Okay, sure. Sense motive.
I can't roll politician.
Oh, it's a profession?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. But sense motive is higher, so I'll do that. That's fine.
Okay, roll that.
Great. 17.
Nice. Lovely. You're pretty sure that the at least some of your competition is going to be in the corporate sector. Right? So you're thinking that this potential danger may be coming from that angle. And
this, do I know what world or area they might be able to offer the people of logic?
Roll a dice. No.
Okay.
No, you haven't been able to find out that much. You know that the Pact Worlds have been looking outwards for some time, right? But you aren't certain at what part of space they're looking at, right?
Do I know what I might be able to offer if I cannot offer the money that the corporate entities might be able to offer instead of me? Is there something else that these people might want? Absolutely.
So, in terms of your understanding of the Pact Worlds, right? The already tenuous alliance between the Pact Worlds and the Veskarium is disintegrating.
What's the Veskarium?
The Veskarium is... you look like you've got an answer for this.
Oh, it's the Vesk's home planet.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a lot of tension.
Less of a home planet and much more of an empire. The Vesk take over new worlds, subjugate the people there, and incorporate them into their empire.
Okay.
Right. The degrees to which that is benevolent varies on who you're speaking to.
Okay.
In addition, I mean, the success and wealth of the Pact Worlds and their focus as, like, the center of all space travel, is constantly the envy of everyone else, right?
Right. Have I actually come under attack? Have there been any attempts on my life,
No.
or just like rumors that like you might be kind of fucked?
Yes. The latter.
Uh-oh.
These are preventative measures.
All right.
Coming to King Tuta and asking for his help is definitely a preventative measure.
Mm. And how do we know each other?
You and Tuta?
Yeah.
How do you know Tuta?
Good question.
So Tuta, why don't you make a culture check?
Okay.
Actually, why don't you make a politician check?
Okay. 19.
Nice. Tuta does favors for politicians. Tuta cleans up messes for the higher-ups in Absalon, right? You suspect that he has a very specific design with it, but you have no idea what that is. That's just a read off of him. But he's very... I mean, he's an orc. He does not belong among the people that he serves, and he knows that, and he uses that to his advantage. He's the service class for the higher-ups who need the gross shit done.
I sort of feel like maybe he's the one who told me.
Reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. He might have even provided that information without any charge.
Yeah. I think maybe we like work out together. Like, I know that's kind of silly, but like we're both very strong people.
Ridiculous image I've ever.
No, but like you never know where you're going to start a relationship with somebody.
Listen, pumping iron.
Buddies.
No, like and there's probably like if he works with politicians, there's probably like a gym on site at the like consulate. Yeah. And we probably like do that together.
So I don't think Tuta would go to a gym in the consulate.
Okay.
Right.
Where might he go?
He would go somewhere a little bit more seedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I would probably like. That could be okay, because I'm like a renowned warrior. That's like what I do.
Yeah.
Like I'm not very smart, but my people really respect that I get shit done.
Yeah.
With like brute force if necessary.
Absolutely.
I put my tail in the line. Oh yes, I have a tail.
I'm dying.
I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm blacking out. I'm so scared.
Yeah, you're making the best decisions.
This is sad. I'm living.
RP blackout.
This is such like a weird
okay,
departure from my standard character.
It's a group
gonna be great.
hallucination.
Amazing. Okay. Great.
In any case, I feel like maybe because I'm really into cultures that like maybe we ran into each other at like some kind of betting
Oh
thing.
my god, you're Mr. Peanut Butter.
A little bit, yes.
Oh, no.
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm fucking dead. Great. Yeah, absolutely. So, like, by some miracle, right?
Yeah.
You got invited to Tuta's, like, gym, right? Which is, like, basically an underground, like, an underground physically, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's down in the Spire boxing gym,
Yeah.
basically, right? You, like,
People
found your
like-
way there.
Yeah.
Somehow, how did you find your way there? Like,
Great
let's parse
question.
this out.
So I feel like,
Now that I've
I
pinged you
feel
as Mr.
like-
Peanut Butter, this is so much easier.
I feel like, after like trying to, even though she's very good at politics on her own home world, trying to do that in a new environment is probably very scary for her. And there's lots of new things, and it's like a lot to take in. And so maybe she just sort of needs to like let off some steam. Mm-hmm. And so she asks where she can go to see some like dog fighting. Well, maybe not dog fighting. That might be like she can go to like maybe like knock some heads in just for like fun, and nobody will hold a grudge.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she wants to go to like the shitty gym.
Yeah, totally.
Is that what gyms are like? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that culture?
Yes,
I don't
is.
know. Yeah, so I think that's probably like a lot about it.
So let's just be clear on this.
Yeah.
You haven't been participating in an underground fight ring. You've just been going to a boxing gym.
Yeah, I think
Good.
she's just no.
Would you make an intelligence check?
That's not my best thing to do.
Probably why he's asking for it.
So just straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence.
That's a 1. It's a 2-1.
Culture checks.
Yeah, it's a 2-1.
So it's not natural.
Yeah,
Underworld.
unnatural.
21.
Underworld, yeah.
So the means it minuses the DC for 5/5 for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
15.
13.
21.
So you come around the corner to see the recent star of the underground bare-fisted boxing ring.
Oh.
Really? I thought people just liked me.
Oh my lord.
Oh, wow. She's gonna kick our butts.
It's very nice to meet you. I'm Amaruk Yuka.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Amaruk Yuka.
Amaruk Yuka. Okay. Cool.
Kodiak.
Tuta, very nice to meet you. I'm Castor 9. I'm a big fan, actually. Big fan.
Is it cold?
I'm sorry?
You said you're a fan?
Oh no, I'm a follower of your work. Yes.
Oh, yes, that's a new word I've not heard. I see. Yes, I punch the thing sometimes for fun, yes?
So I want to be clear that you don't know that you're a star.
No.
No.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
That's why she was like fan. I don't
Theme.
know. Like, is it
I'm
air
just happy to be
conditioning?
here.
Yeah. When your world is dying, you're just happy to be here. Yeah, and around as you like take her in, around her head is floating this bright star mote of energy. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
That's just
important.
like orbiting.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and it just like, yeah. I guess it's not moving. I think it stands still until you like charge it up. I don't know. I'm making these things up now.
You can orbit.
I think it'll be, so it kind of looks like, it like stands out from the center of her head, and it's still, for now, it's still, and it's just like a bright point of light as if there were some sort of circlet around her head. But yeah, it's pretty rad. And what's your name?
I'm Kiya. Gilleskia for long. Kiya for short.
Kiya Gilleskia Furlong.
You can call me Kiya. Yeah.
I try to respect people with long names because I know mine is a little bit weird, so I try to like say the whole thing.
Well, you're welcome to call me that if you need to do so.
Gilleskia Kiya Furlong.
No, just Gilleskia.
Gilleskia.
Yes.
Kia's good. And you're... What's your name again?
Would I be able to pick up in any way that our GM has fallen over?
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Okay.
Would I be able in any way to...
Make a culture check.
25.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the...
Oh, yeah, with the 25, sure, you can do that.
Like, madam
What's
or...
I mean, it would be related to your clan, to your pack.
I don't know that I would know.
We
I don't know which
she's
pack.
the first claw of Yuka.
I know that though.
Yeah,
That feels
for a
very
25,
specific.
sure.
Yeah.
That's what that would be how she would introduce herself to, like, it's kind of like Daenerys Stormborn, first of her name, like Amaruk Yuka, first claw of Yuka.
So I'm just trying to figure out how like they just call you Madam Claw. No, like
First claw.
First claw is probably fine.
Great, first claw. Okay, cool.
It's nice to meet you. It would appear there's a bit of a problem going on for me right now. Being new to the station, I don't have many friends, but hope to make more like you. Miles, please.
Keep my shit together.
Miles basically
Okay, I'm
forced
good. We're
this
good. We're good.
non-consensual accent finder on me again.
I'm sorry.
I want to die. Okay, it's fine. I'll get used to it.
I did not force this.
It wasn't. It was strongly suggested.
It was that strongly suggested?
No, but to me, and I'll be fair to you here,
Okay.
is that you're like, how about this? And then I feel that I must. That's on me, though.
And that's on you.
But also, we're here now, and I feel like it's going
great.
pretty well.
No,
It's
it's
fantastic.
Perfect.
I
love your
can't keep my
accent.
shit together, which is a good sign. Anyways,
Accent
continue.
finder. So I'm new here. I want to die. Okay. So I'm new here, and it would appear that my well, how to say? So my planet is dying.
Oh.
Where are you from?
I am from Logic. It is a beautiful ice world far, far away from here. But our star is going dark. And I would say probably 2 liters, so like 100 years.
Oh my goodness.
The star will die, and then probably like slowly we'll all freeze to death. So
It's assuming it
That
doesn't
happened.
Nova.
Oh.
yes, there's that, but like one thing at a time.
That happened to my ancestors.
What?
Kasath, the red planet.
Uh-huh.
We decided to park ourselves next to a dying star. Didn't work out. But then we have this nice Idari world ship now, and that's where I grew up. I was actually born on it, so I'm not even originally from there, but sorry.
It's good to have a place to go. I'm hoping for
Wow.
I can't look
I'll
at
take
you.
ownership of that one. Because Miles made eye contact with me, and I definitely was like, yep, big long words from one character, simple short sentence from the other. Yep, that's what's happening. Great.
It's good to have a place to go.
Yes.
I would like that for my people, and there are some people on my planet that sort of like want to find a new place to live, and there are others who think we should just stick to the old ways and stay there for as long as we can. And I'm not good with science, but I think maybe the moving is the best way to go, because we will die if we don't. And I think some people, well, there's only, as big as the galaxy and the universe is, there are only so many places you can live, right? So
Yes.
I want
I
to
guess.
find one, not a ship, hopefully, but like an actual place for my people to live. And it looks like there are some other people who might want the place that I want as well. And they're trying to like kill me, so it would be really great to have some more friends.
I'm sorry, what?
Trying
Do
to
you
kill
want
you?
us to help you claim a planet?
Or be your bodyguards?
Probably both.
You don't look like you need a bodyguard, if I'm, with all respect.
I'm very tough, but if someone surprises you, it can
It's true.
be bad.
Look. Tuta springs up. All right. So, it's not just the bodyguarding. It's more presence. It's more personnel. 3 more people make much more of a statement than 1. Most of this is about prevention, right? I mean, it's what we were talking about earlier. In addition, if the offer that you're thinking is coming your way, Amaruk, then you will need someone to drive a ship to where you're going, which is why we have Castor here. You will need someone who, I believe you are an expert zoologist, from what I've been told.
Yes,
right, Kiya?
I did just graduate.
Maybe not a thing to say at a job interview, but quite all right.
Oh.
She's much better than she sounds. She's a little fresh, but my resources...
She sounds pretty good. Sometimes you need people with new opinions to, like, really show you the truth of the matter. If you learn too much, then you already have other people's opinions in your head, and then you don't have your own.
I can assure you I'm very bright.
I can tell.
Great.
Very shiny.
All right. And then this one is for the less savory needs.
I'm sorry! I got myself! I got myself! I'm sorry.
This one, Kodiak, is for your less savory needs. Now they're all capable of handling themselves, right? But I think we're all in agreement that you don't need protection. You much more need support staff, shall we say?
Hey, Tuta, all respect, this is a bit outside my normal gigs for you.
Yeah, time to grow up, isn't it?
Hey, way to go, Kodiak!
Yeah, time to grow up.
You're the kind of person who, like, knows a lot of things about people that, like, they may not want to know, right? Or can find them out?
That's him.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good. We should totally be friends, because I don't know a lot about most people, but I'm really charming.
Oh, really?
Then
So, like, face value good, info bad. If I have the info, then, like, we make a great team.
sounds good.
I'm excited about this.
Oh, God.
Yes, here we go. We're a team.
I love everybody! This is like, I can't do anything. Okay. So,
This is amazing.
Miles,
Yes.
this is Anne speaking.
Oh, thank God.
This is the captain. Do I know what planet this is? No, we discussed that I don't know what planet it is.
You don't know what's coming.
So, my goal coming out of this room is just, like, to assemble the A-team.
Yeah, you're trying to get together a basic. You're trying to get together a basic staff that can deal with tomorrow, at least.
Okay. So, of course, we'll have to talk about pay.
Oh. Right, yes. Hey.
So, and I don't know how long you have to be doing this sort of detail work. But I have a sum from the people of Logic who do want to try to move. It's not a lot, but we can try to. What would be your rate?
I've done a wonderful thing here where I've made the players hire each other, so I don't have to come up with a number ever.
I hate it.
This is literally something I do not want to have to do is figure out how far this will go.
And go for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
If I may, going rate for a lot of the jobs I've done for King Tuta here. So if you're talking a long-term engagement, unless you're thinking a little shorter term, like less than a month, then maybe we make that 1,500 a week.
I'm doing math, sorry. Do you have a place to live? So part of the
And for current times, while you're on Absalon Station, you have free residence for everyone at the Greater Space Embassy.
Okay. So, part of your, of course, pay would be that you would have a very nice residency at the Interstellar Embassy with me, because I need the team to be around me at all times. Like an attaché is what I've heard people call it.
Yes, it'd be an honor, ma'am.
So that's part of it. On top of that, let's see, 3 times 1,000, right? 3,000. 6. Hold on, I need my calculator. 1 second. God damn it, Miles.
You have any more questions for me?
That would give us 13.
Go for it, Kodiak.
Weeks.
For you? Could be. Yeah. Put on a mask.
Yeah.
I have extras.
Yo, what's up?
So you got
Hollow kid.
something to things up from time to time.
See, that's what I mean. This kid, he's going straight ahead, right into the gear, right? He's thinking right ahead. He's going to use his paycheck not only for his own benefit, but also for your benefit, Miss Yuka. Yeah, sure. I can hook you up. Tomorrow, all right?
How much would it be?
Well, I think it's coming out of his pocket, isn't it?
I've got it. Yeah. I'll keep
Well, that's not fair. You're coming with me, and you wouldn't have to get it. So we can work something out. I can at least help you.
I appreciate that. But this is for my own personal comfort.
I don't knock a gift horse in the mouth, kid. Yeah. 750 credits.
Is it 750?
If he's telling you it's 750, he's going to get it to you for 750. What?
Okay, so
What are you asking with that?
I hadn't
wondering
got.
if she's
I'm
getting
thinking
built
of
from
no.
the
Yeah,
world.
I'm wondering if he's like, yeah, it's 750. You don't know anything. I
Well, then why don't you make a check?
a sense motive check.
Sure, that's an option.
That's a natural 20.
So it's
Now I have to
it's
go
actually
to the rule
500.
books. There it
It's actually
goes.
500.
Hollow
He's trying
skin's
to
actually
get you.
500.
So, like, so he's charging you 50% quick delivery fee,
Yeah.
right?
I say, come on, we're friends. You don't have to upcharge me.
Well, look, if I'm going to get you this illegal piece of tech in licky split time, and I think I'm entitled to a little bit extra. I mean, it's not just my mouth that I'm feeding, right? I'm taking a piece off the top. I'm feeding it down the chain.
Who
I
are
have
you
to pay
going
my
to
man
fight
Bob,
in the?
my man Sammy,
Who are you
my
going to
man
fight?
Tinder.
Who are you going to fight in the ring? Who's that? That's
Tinder.
not me. Sorry. Who are you going to fight in the ring if I'm like not there because I like had to pay too much money? I don't know.
I don't think that particular analogy really works out here, love. But a good try. $750 is the price.
I mean, I don't want to die, so like here's $750.
Great. That sounds good.
Seems pretty
Good sport.
easy.
Good sport. Have you taken $750 away?
Yeah, I will in a second.
Thank
I'm
you.
just doing the math. It's big numbers, big numbers. So I would say with lodging, probably take it down to like $800 a week because you don't have to pay to live anywhere, and we'll take care of your food and like other stuff that you need. Any other like things you need to equipment that you might need for things we'll discuss on a case-by-case basis and see if that's something the people of Logic can help you fund or something you need to fund on your own. This is a really good example because he would not be able to help if he could not come into the embassy, and I'm not going to ask you any questions about that because like your life is your life,
Appreciate that.
but like I'm very curious, so it's just a thing that you should know.
Perhaps
Okay.
another time.
So that's that. But does anybody else have any concerns? Is 800 a week okay?
That sounds fine to me.
Sure. So I'm just worried about the ship, you know?
Do you have a ship?
Well, do I have a ship?
Oh shit, we need to go buy a ship then.
We do need to go buy a ship. Saved for repairs if need be. We need... Oh, God, where do we begin? I think maybe 1,000 just tucked away for repairs and insurance purposes might be good.
I had to make a spreadsheet. God. Sorry, I'm just doing math. I'm sorry, guys.
What kind of ship were we going for, you know?
Well,
One that goes brown.
we need to be able to move
That's
quickly
awesome.
and to carry cargo, maybe.
Oh, you're looking for a smaller ship that goes maybe super fast?
Room.
Something and something where maybe you can study things, because if we do end up having to go to some kind of world to check it out, then I'll need your help to sort of understand the ecosystem. I'm very used to a cold climate, but like people can adapt to things, right?
Yeah,
So-
haircuts.
Sure.
I don't have any hair, but I know some people that have hair and they adapt via haircut.
Just like on the sly and kind of as like a standard thing, as soon as Kiya said, yeah, haircuts, I just held out both of my fists for a two-sided, for a bump on the same side. Because that was just too good, and like, I'm not used to Kiya having that good comedy time, and I'm proud of her.
Thanks, man. She's an idiot.
So,
Well, okay, let's not insult the boss.
I'm honestly not
Not
that
insult the boss.
stupid. I'm just not smart in certain ways. So
Okay. Well, I require a med bay and a lab.
so medbay lab, space for cargo, something goes fast, nothing too big. We're expecting hostiles, maybe some...
well, if someone's trying to kill me, then like probably yeah.
And you
Sure,
don't
Yeah.
do.
Basic,
Yes.
basic armaments, maybe? Some arsenal.
Or
Oh, that's important too, yes. There's how much space we need for living conditions. I can sleep in the cockpit, honestly.
I'm really not that fancy. Like, the pack lives together, like, in huts at home. So I have a lot of, like, you know, oomph.
Elena's face
Chutzpah?
while this gets described is incredible. She's just so confused and judgy.
But, like, it's not, I don't need to, like, be by myself. In fact, it's probably better and more safe if we're all together.
Yes, of course.
saving on
Saving on space, that's good. that's
Kiya
good.
rolls her eyes loudly. Like you hear them go,
Are you unhappy?
Always. No, that was
Do you-
like really emo. I'm fine.
Do you need, like, your own room? Because, like, we can do that.
No, it's fine. I just like need my own space, like my own corner at least. Like I don't.
Oh, I'm saying this
not
is how I live.
a
I'm not
cuddler.
saying that's how you have to live.
We'll stay out of your lab, Kiya.
Thank you.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Please stay out of my lab for the love of all things holy.
Oh no, I'm just you asked me how I lived, and that doesn't mean it has to be how you live. It's just the way that I have lived before.
You're very diplomatic.
I know that's like what my people are known for, sort of like something people like about us, but like diplomacy doesn't like buy you a new world to live on. You know?
Okay,
so,
so
Is it?
so it's kind of a problem.
I've been sitting here watching Kiya just squirm the longer that
Oh my
Aruk
God.
speaks.
It hurts me. It's
Is it-
great because like it hurts you, but she's just like, oh no, that's fine. We can do it your way too. And it's like I can't hate you if you're like,
How does your
Nice.
telepathy thing? Do you have to trigger it, or is it like? Are you
I have
like
to
kinda
trigger it.
Are
but
you
it's like an
open for
at-will
business?
situation.
Never mind. No, I was just wondering if I could be like think really heavy thoughts in your direction and have you like pick up on them.
Yeah, it's a spell of 0, like at will probably.
No, but like you have to trigger it.
You
Not,
have
it's
to
not like a
activate
it's not
it.
a
Yeah, I
passive
have to,
thing.
yeah.
Got it, never mind.
So,
Okay.
is it...
Unless
you like wink at me and I'm like,
yeah, maybe I might poke Kiya and then like just kind of like tap my temple slightly as I go to recrossing my arms.
I cross all my arms and think, what?
Okay. Yeah.
Resonating mind silence.
We're just like, I like trail off and just notice like nothing happening, and I go, is everything all right?
Yes, sorry. First of all, we're.
I just farted. I'm sorry. It's okay.
A few bubbles come up.
From out of the suit.
Oh yeah, we're underwater.
Yeah, so this whole conversation
So
is
that
like,
high five was
no, but
really slow.
I just farted.
I just
Cool.
farted.
Castor, you had a question.
More so a Parker question than a Castor question.
Go, Parker.
So, I'm thinking med bay, limited living space, guns, small but fast. Is it a problem that I'm thinking of like the Ebon Hawk as like the layout of our?
No, that's every single ship that everyone ever wants.
Great, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
We all
tickled
want to
right
just
now.
have the Millennium Falcon.
Does
Yeah.
King Tuta have that kind of a
Like a
thing
small
available?
freighter.
Yeah.
Or
That's on her back.
that's on her to figure out.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, now back. So
It's on
it sounds like we're looking for a small freighter, something with guns, something with
A lab,
a lab, of course.
please.
Small living space, enough for maybe 1 or 2 private rooms. So I think maybe that's what we're going for. Something small, fast, can pack a punch when needed, and has facilities for analyzing. Oh, of course, yes.
Thanks, Kodiak.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Ride or die.
So it seems like we've got price settled at an easy 800
Mm-hmm.
with living included, case by case basis for equipment.
Incidentals.
Right. We've already taken care of my fee. All right. So, are we done? They start right now, right?
Oh, I think so, yes.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm still confused as to like,
Yeah.
I'm just walking out of here with like an attaché
Mhm.
to not die
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great, then I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's hard to lead. Okay.
Yeah. What's your question? It feels like there's a couple of questions inherent in here. And I want to answer them for you because I threw some circumstances at you, and I want to acclimatize you to them.
Sure. Amaruk's biggest concern is like, do I stay and try to make political moves here, or do I just figure out what the planet is and go like and like stick a flag in it and be like, mine now, I'm here first?
Make an intelligence check.
Probably the
Trying to
political
figure
thing.
things out.
I'm a politician. Can I have advantage? No? Okay, great. Can I roll politician?
No, I'm having fun making you make intelligence checks.
Great. That's a 5 minus 1. That's a 4.
It's a 4.
I hate it.
Well, right, you should really, really focus on these important people that are here, but you also need it on front line, but also these people, they're defining of what you're going to need to do in the future, but also where you go.
Suddenly also...
No, this is my conscience.
Got it.
Oh my
there we go.
gosh.
We all missed that connect. Sorry.
And I'm the
Great.
one with -1 intelligence.
Great. Okay,
Oh
sorry.
my
All
God.
3 of us
Okay.
around the table, we're all just
All right.
who's talking right now? What is
I'm on my
happening?
own bedroom now.
That was never up for debate. You can live however you want. I don't know why you're mad at me.
I don't know either.
Me neither. I
All
think you're
right,
really
all
cool.
right. It seems like we're done. Are we done here?
Sure, Mr. King. Yes, we're good.
All right. The 3 of you, it sounds like, are on shift right now. I expect you all on your best behavior, best you can be.
Yes, sir.
And, good luck.
Thanks.
So next
Thanks,
time,
King.
Next
Thank you,
time.
Tuta. I'll see you in the ring again soon.
I'm sure there will be a next time, and you better watch your back.
You
in
better
more ways
watch
than
your
one.
back. And I just like, shing, and like expand my glowing claws
Whoa,
out.
whoa, whoa, not here, not here, not here. Put those away, put those away.
Dude,
I don't care, put those away.
Dismiss.
read a room, please.
All right, out. You got bedtime, you got an important day tomorrow.
You're telling me to like go to sleep?
Yes, I'm recommending it. What is that face? What is that face? I'm not playing fetch with you now. Get out.
She's like, people really like me, and like just
Oh man.
come on, let's go.
We're having a borkin good time here.
Oof. Ah woo. Ah woo.
All right. Great. Any actions, questions? You guys didn't even get drinks. It's amazing.
No, we
If
were
you
like
would have-
really down to business.
Chance,
You would have
yeah.
noticed that there are
I
like
love a
little
drink.
straw fitters into your mouthpieces that
Oof.
you can like drink out of.
That is so perfect because I
Yeah.
have that anyway.
I buy everybody a round of drinks on the way out.
Great, fantastic. You
Yeah.
all do
So, like, toast.
aqua shots.
Oh my god, aqua shots.
I'm imagining it being a thing that like you have to like fit it in and like press a little
Yeah.
thing in it like kind of like
Yeah.
Like Jello.
Yeah, my idea was that it was like actually it was like infused with a little bit of denser than water material, so it actually stayed in the cup,
that makes sense.
right?
I like it.
Ooh, that's
Um,
really cool.
That's why you're the GM. That's such a cool idea.
I'm
Great.
so glad you like that.
Science us.
I was thinking about
He
about
blinded
brine
us with
pools,
science.
right?
Yeah,
deep,
yeah,
deep
yeah,
brine
yeah.
pools, acidic brine pools.
He blinded us with science.
So you all emerge, right? You find your way back to the tubes. You all are all fitted back in the tubes and shot back up to the top. At which point you are basically dry cleaned by a whirlwind of air.
Just the fluffiest.
The fluffiest of dudes.
Yeah.
You're
And you-
moon. Oh my god, you're moon. Oh my god.
Literally 2 moons.
I know.
And you emerge into the night. Which is, I mean, it's not really night on Absalon Station in the bubble, right? The sun is always visible, but the like street lamps are off, right?
We should figure out the place to go tonight because you cannot go to the embassy till we have our thing.
Don't worry about it. It would be weird if you didn't appear there tonight, first of all. It would raise
You can just
suspicion.
call me Amaruk.
I'm gonna
Amaruk.
When we're like when I have to like look pretty cool, then we'll like worry about like the first claw of Yuka. Like that's like not really necessary for everyday sort of like use.
understood.
All right.
You
What-
look really
yes.
excited.
Yes, I'm just really happy to be here. What can I do to help?
He's also really happy to be here. You guys are gonna get along great.
I think so. Like all of us are getting along really well.
Oh yes, we really are. Yes.
Yes, especially like this is like
The rapport is amazing.
really good. The
The
energy
banter.
is like woo.
Wow.
Okay, so
Kodiak,
so hard.
This is so difficult. Why did this happen? Why did I choose this character?
Why
Why
are-
did you choose this character?
I don't know, man.
Before game, Helena was like, "I want to sit next to Anne."
I was
Now
so
she's
excited.
regretting
I was like, I'm
it.
sitting next to him.
It's good. It's good. This is where we start. We gotta have an arc,
I love
a
arcs.
cycle. Here's the thing about it is that I did not expect this character to come out of me like this, but this is what's happening. So that's how it's gonna be. That's the magic of any role playing game, though. It's like you have all of your notions. All of those things are still true, but like also she's just like happy to be here, and that's like okay. So we should talk about finding a ship, and I feel like you are the best person to sort of like start thinking about that and like talking to like I'm sure you have like lots of friends because you seem pretty cool.
Yes, of course. Friends, yes, of course.
So we should start looking into how much that's going to cost because I have only a certain amount of money to put towards this, and I need to make sure that we can maximize the amount of weeks we can allot for this. And once we know how much the ship costs, then I know how, based on your pay, how many weeks of pay we have, and then we have a deadline for like when we have to have this problem solved.
Of course.
That's math, I think.
You have a great set of lungs on you. You can just talk and talk and talk. It's really...
I work out.
If I understand you correctly, you're saying there's a date in the future when the money runs out.
The people of Logic do not have a lot of money. We're typically negotiators and like that kind of thing for people.
Is there earn together as well?
Yes, I mean, I am hoping to solve Logic's problem, but I am also open to the idea of doing other jobs and meeting other people who might need help and who might know of other opportunities to move my people out. And of course, we'd all like to be together, but like if we can't be, then maybe there are other places where they can work and live.
All right.
So if there are things you all need to do, you have my claw and my clock.
And just look really confused at that.
I'm happy to support that too.
Appreciate that.
I'm like pretty tough, I like to think.
Let's go. This is exciting. It's an adventure.
Sometimes when I meet new people, I hear like the music of the spheres, because like Desna is like always there. And I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And like, this is one of those times I can just like feel the rhythm, feel the run, get up now. It's like adventuring time. I can feel it.
I have never seen a character in a role-playing game suffer this much. But Kiya is having an aneurysm.
I can't handle this. It's like she's also like into
But you
Desna. Like, come on, man.
Do you like Desna?
No, I don't.
Why not? She's pretty cool.
Yeah, totally really cool.
Who do you like? Because there are like lots of gods, and they're all, gods. So
I really don't want to answer that question right now.
yeah, I guess that was pretty personal, huh?
Yeah, we don't know each other.
Yeah.
So, like, you stay over there, I'll stay over here. We'll get along fine.
So Kodiak makes a point to always kind of just walk between the two of them, like
When
a silent buffer that they like are both talking past, just because he's like, I just don't want this to get the wrong. Like he wants at all times to be able to kind of just like shoulder bump Kiya slightly, or some other kind of indication to be like, come on, girl, like.
When you're like,
come on, girl, like, cut it out.
when you're like, you stay over there and I'll stay over here, she's like, just like you hear like the little like quiet like whimper. But she's like, that's okay, all right. Like,
Kiya doesn't care about Helena. Feels so sad.
And her tail that was kind of like whipping around is just like.
Amaruk, is there anyone in particular that you wanted to approach first? And any, like, as we kind of think about what tomorrow looks like?
Anyone in particular? Well, I think I should try to like meet with the council again and see if I can get what I'd like.
Meeting.
Yeah.
You have a meeting.
What I'd like is for all of us to appear together, because usually it's me going in there, and like as awesome as I am, it would be nice to see support from other people, because obviously I think someone with a dying world has a lot to lose, so they're sort of like the squeaky wheel, and it gets kind of annoying. So if it seems like there are other people who are there and who care, either because they're being paid or because they care, either way, then it gives me a little bit more weight, and it's like, hey, I'm the first claw of Yuka. You got to listen to me a little bit, because like my people are going to die. So, like,
Certainly.
yes, that's the feeling that I want to espouse.
May I offer a thought?
Please, we need a thought in here somewhere. We need some sort of thought. We need a thinking process. We need some sort of logical
Okay,
moving
okay,
forward.
all right.
Let's not be rude. Let's not be rude.
No one's being rude intentionally here.
Like her, Kia's little mask covering her mouth and nose is like billowing with just like deep breaths. Just like.
It's fucking dead.
Amaru, since you're relatively new to Absalon,
The world. I got a smack.
No, I'm imagining Kiya sending me some of these snarky comments telepathically into my own head. So as I'm trying to talk, I'm hearing her, and I'm like trying not to stutter at the same time, being like, it's like that weird feedbacky thing when you start to hear your own voice. If she's catching me right then. Anyways, since you're relatively new here, perhaps let's not start with the people dying, as that feels like an end, less to negotiate with, as you need a dire solution to a dire problem.
I'm a little confused about what you mean by that.
Okay.
Anne's also confused.
Like,
Just letting you know.
if you walk into a room and say, I need your help because my people will take an advantage of, because you have now thrown all your chips on the table
Right.
and said, you've basically waved the desperate flag from the very first moment of negotiation.
Well, they already sort of know. Like, it's not.
Okay, that's
It's not a
what I'm saying.
secret that like logic is dying.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
just like science.
But is it a,
You know
is
about
it a
that.
known throughout the universe thing? I don't know. Like, sorry, so then maybe we didn't need that whole conversation.
No, you're fine. No,
I'm
no,
just trying
no.
to, like,
Is it an? I say. Well, I would like people to know about logic, but not everybody does.
Wait, can I ask a question? I'm sorry, it's killing me. What is your planet called?
La Jock.
Okay, I
Not
literally
logic.
think you're saying logic, and you just said logic is dying. And I'm
Yeah.
dying.
Laja. Yeah.
I understand now. Thank
Yeah, when you-
I'm sorry, continue.
When you sort of bring up like, is this something the whole galaxy knows? She sort of gets quiet for a moment, and she says, "Well, we're not part of the packed world, so it's sort of hard to get people to care. And I guess the world is infinitely large with lots of life and lots of death in it, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to carve out your spot."
No, it's true. How important this is.
Well, I think that's true. Because we know that, I think maybe it's someone in the corporations who's trying to kill me. So that's something we also have to deal with, is someone else who's out there and who wants the same piece of world that I want for my people, wants it for another reason.
Do you know if there are any other people that are vocal about wanting this?
Well, I still don't know. The council was saying that they might have something for me, and then another bidder came to the table, right? But I don't know who they are, and so it became deals sort of switched, right? Like everything was moving along swimmingly because, like,
Yeah.
how could it not?
Sure.
And then suddenly things took a turn, and suddenly they weren't so happy to like have meetings with me and talk about it. And then, there was this sort of threat that came up with that Tuta made me aware of. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And I don't know where this other bid is coming from, but I assume it's someone who has the money because, I know I don't have a lot of the same kind of knowledge that some people have, but I do understand how politics works a bit. And if you have money, sometimes you get what you want, even if it's not necessarily the right thing or the moral thing. Because politicians need money to campaign.
Cool.
Would it benefit us to try to figure out who is on the other?
Help us with that.
Really?
Maybe.
Right. Sounds fun.
And if you want to make a list of like what kind of lab you need,
I mean, I don't need anything too big. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
I'll make you a very detailed list. It'll be alphabetical, if that's all right.
that'd be great. It's like what I asked for, so it's like really great.
Okay. Kiya's mask billows in very
I love
aggressively.
that in my attempts to silently laugh, I end up wheezing directly into the microphone. It's like, wow, there it goes. Cool.
It's the charm of the podcast.
Great.
You know.
Are you guys heading to the embassy?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
About to say hospital?
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
Because that's where he's going to send us as
hotel,
we get-
I thought he was going to say hospital.
Oh,
He's heading, going back to the hostel,
I was
right?
on hospital,
Yeah,
so-
good night on the town, right? Go back to hostel.
Stop!
Oh, no.
Dad, no.
Great. Perception checks.
Perception. Oh, great. Great.
Good one for me. Not when I roll that, though.
12.
Oh!
Did I?
16.
I forgot to tell you, I took the halfling lucky. Just kidding.
That's not a fucking thing,
I
you
know.
monster.
I know. I literally jinxed myself though. You all heard it. I was like, "Ooh, that's a really good one for me,"
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it is. And then
Yeah.
I rolled my damn self a 1.
So, 16s?
Yep.
That's what I heard?
16.
12.
And 12. Lovely. And a natural 1, which still becomes a total of...
Oh, you still add to it? Oh, great. Okay,
I
I was
mean-
just like, you're just gonna fail me because that's how it happens. Total of 14.
I will, I'm just curious. Like, that's still crazy.
Great.
Yeah, that's
Um,
wild. That's a little wild.
Great. So, you guys depart from the lake by the park, and you head on over towards the Greater Space Embassy, which is on the edge of Cortos Park, which is like a park away. You hop in a taxi, right? Take your way over it. Of course, it's a hover taxi, right? It's
I
colored
love it.
in bright purple. And it flies you across the park, and the meandering mangroves down below, and lands you in front of the embassy.
Kodiak pulls up his profile.
Great.
Are you sure? Okay.
Thank you.
Are you guys all going inside?
It is cute, but it would look a.
Alright.
Sure. Let's go inside.
All going in?
I will. Wait.
I understand.
Do we also have the earpieces? Did they take all that back from us?
Oh, that's all back. Yeah.
I have a comm link though, so does anybody else have one? We can set our own.
I almost bought a
Ah,
comic.
man, that's something I should have bought.
So maybe you could go out and buy everyone comlinks.
Yeah, I think that's what I'll do.
I'll
how about I
pay you
go?
back.
How about I go buy us all some comlinks?
I'll space Venmo you.
That's on you guys.
Great. Yeah.
Sure.
That's like a cell phone. Like
Yeah. No, for sure. Why didn't
What are
We
you
all get
doing?
I
burners.
saw that in
Just
the
an
book.
idiot.
And was like,
That's what.
We all get burner phones.
I asked. Never mind. It's fine.
I
was
want a
definitely like,
flip
there's
phone.
got to be like things that I'm supposed to buy, and it was like, if you feel like it, and then as soon as we're in the game, we're like, it's
You get-
not
you
feeling
get
like
paid
it.
I
by
mean,
the
did you
minute
buy
phone.
rope?
Huh?
Did you buy rope?
No, of course I didn't buy any fucking hemp and rope or
Always
something.
buy rope.
There's no rope in the book.
There is. It's just not organized.
Always buy hemp.
Always buy hemp.
Always buy hemp.
Brought to you by...
Miles 20.
All right. Great. So you guys are all heading inside. He's going off to get comlinks.
And I have a person I want to talk to.
Great. We'll talk about that in a second. You guys head in. It's beautiful and bright inside. Marble and plasteel adorn the walls in interlocking symbolic weaving. There's a couple statues peppered around the area. You're brought up to the 5th floor and filed into, each of you has a separate room and settled in for the night. Kodiak.
Yes, sir.
So talk to me.
So I was gonna seek out my pal Jordy, who's
The
hacker
Forge.
extraordinaire. I don't do that because I totally was like, oh, it's the first name that came to my head from a variety of sources. But of course, we're in space, so it's Jordy. No, his name is not the Forge. His name is just Jordy. For all
Great.
I know, it's a fake name.
Does he have a Geordie accent?
And by find him, I mean I have to. He has told me to kind of reach him through, so it's a text conversation.
Great.
And I ping him. I mean, our comm units would literally be like a shop, right? I could just go buy a shop and just buy them.
Yeah.
Cool. So I go buy they look like they're just in case.
Great.
I'll buy 4.
Brilliant.
It's kind of like it doesn't feel like a cipher thing that we have. All right. So basically, what I'm going to ask is like, I'm going to say, Kodiak here took a job. Heard anything out of the embassy lately?
Are you paying?
I'll say.
All right. Specifics.
Buddy, corpse side, who's killings.
All right. Money emoji, drooling emoji, money emoji.
All right. So in my mind, the interface kind of looks like World of Warcraft trading window where you can like show it but not send it.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is I send in the 300 I promised for a name, and then I pop the window back open again. You gotta earn it.
All right. Wonderful. The number 2, and then like hourglass emoji. Question mark? Question mark? What do you think?
I send him 2 emojis, like the neutral emojis with arrows pointing between them with a question mark, or like
Great.
face to face.
Fantastic. He says very simply, "I'll find you."
Great. So then I'm gonna.
Oh, the one that I haven't named it actually.
Oh, okay. Just like whatever.
Yeah.
I would say a park that is more real nature than fake, than technological.
So let's say Ethos Park.
Ethos Park, great.
Yeah.
So I'll say.
Love it. All right. Anybody, anything else they want to do?
It's a little late to find a person to sell us a ship, right?
Yeah, go to sleep.
Yeah. Do androids sleep? But do they like just immediately power down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends, right?
All right,
Every one of you is built differently.
That's true. We'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. So how your physiology works is going to be.
Miss First Claw, ma'am. Is there
Amaruk again.
Amaruk, yes.
Just us.
Amaruk, is there anything I can do for you?
So what's my room situation? Like
You're all in separate rooms.
yeah, but like what is it like security wise? Like is there a large window? Like are we talking like Padme Amidala's suites? Like what are we looking at here?
Yeah, there's a large window that has fadable like darkness, lightness. A picture of a beach, right? Hollow beach, even.
Is there a way to make sure no one from outside can see inside?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I would say if we think there's a threat, maybe if you can try to shield the windows so that whatever our sleeping arrangements are, nobody knows who's in each room.
Can do. I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be engineering?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, heck yeah.
That would be my best skill, right? Great.
One of my best skills. All right, here we go.
All right.
Here we go. I got a 20. Not natural 20, but it's 20.
Dirty 20.
Man, I talked about my good skill and I roll a 1. He talks about his good skill and actually his 20.
Well, he only rolled an 8, so. Great. Yeah, you absolutely. You were. I mean, it's like a dial that she hasn't figured out. That you like walk over and like turn the dial and like go, give her a serious thumbs up.
Alright, That was easy. That's it.
All right.
Oh my God.
And like, should we try to make it so that like if the door opens, it makes like loud noise or something? I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah,
Another
sure.
engineer?
Absolutely. No, you're all good. You can hit it with that. Yeah, totally.
That's a
Roll-
14.
I mean, I was
Take
going
the
to
20
give
that he
you.
was
I mean,
already giving me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind then.
I mean,
You just
if
roll
really
for your
want
own
to roll
health.
more dice.
No, I'm good. I'm
I
good.
can screw
Yeah.
you
No,
over
that's cool.
more.
That's just
Rolled a 20.
Yeah.
Such a good. Such a good.
She
Now,
kind of leans
what are you
over
doing?
and says to you,
Mhm.
she like points to, it's not pointed to my ear, but I guess she's up here, and you see like nestled in the like now that she's closer to you, you see like nestled in the tufts of hair is like a few blinking lights, and it's clear she has like some sort of hearing aids, and she says, I'm deaf naturally, so I have some things, so I'm not so good on hearing, so I guess that's weird because, like, maybe this is offensive, but, like, all of you is... I don't know how your systems operate.
Partly biological, partly mechanical. It really...
Can they be hacked?
No.
No.
Well, no. I don't think so.
I guess I'm asking because I'm just, like, always worried that I'm going to have to, like, rely on just my sight if someone gets to me. So I guess I just wanted to make you aware since you seem to be good on the technical side of things.
Oh, yes, certainly. Well, if anything should come to that, I think I will be the right man for the job.
Okay. Well, I hear that for now.
Really tickled yourself with that one, didn't you?
I know, it wasn't even me. He's just so adorable.
Shucks.
It's just so good. Oh, God.
He goes to leave and then he
Yeah.
kind of freezes and turns out. Sorry, one more thing.
Mhm.
It might be. Could I get your autograph? I mean, it's sort of.
Some call it the potograph, but sure.
I would love your autograph.
I don't know why, but like, okay.
Sure.
Where do you want it?
Oh, gosh, golly, do I have a... he's just ruffling through his, jacket pockets looking for a pad or something like that. Maybe, yeah, sure. Here, right here.
Okay, so she... I don't know. How would she handle this? She's totally unprepared for something like this. 'Cause she's, I have the icon background, so
Yeah.
but she's like the oblivious icon. Like, she just thinks that everybody thinks she's like really cool, and it's like totally cool. So she like looks around for.
Great. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, she's in a suite in an embassy.
Yeah.
People have to write on paper sometime,
Yeah,
I guess.
Definitely.
Do they?
Definitely.
There's like no paper. We're in space.
Writing all over the place.
Do I have a figures?
Yeah. So she as she goes through her desk and is sort of like fumbling around in there and finds a little bit of like ink, and she draws like a little paw print and does the little like her fist thing is very like Wolverine-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like a giant claw fist weapon, and so it's the paw print with like 3 straight up lines, like right from in between where the fingers would be, and then in like very blocky letters she just writes like Amarukyuka. What?
Nothing.
Laughing at me.
Anne.
And then she says, I guess you could like forge my signature, but I don't think I would sign official documents like this, so it's probably fine.
Sure, that works for me.
Oh, that wasn't like, I'm not saying you should forge my, I do not consent to you
Of
forging.
course not. No.
Right.
No fun at all. Forging.
Where are you going to put it?
I'm just gonna keep it with me. It's just, I'm very honored to be working with you. I just feel like I have a purpose again. It's really nice.
Did you not have a purpose before?
Sort of. It's, you never know where life's going to take you. Just are stuck in one place for life. Am I making sense?
I think maybe the snow is always whiter on the other side of the fence. Because I sort of like wish I could be stuck somewhere for a while.
Understand that?
But, I mean, sometimes you get locked into a certain way of thinking or something.
Yeah. I agree. I know, it's just...
You don't have to agree with me also. Just wanted to let you know. Like, I hired you all to disagree with me sometimes.
Oh. Sure. I can do that as well. I mean...
I'm just saying...
Only if it's necessary, yes.
Exactly.
It's just... I'm very excited for this. I always love a good adventure.
I think Desna would prefer a little bit of adventuring sometimes from me. But, she's sometimes a little louder than sometimes a little softer, so you can't always hear the music. But sometimes I think if I'm really quiet and I can stay in one place for a time, then I start to hear it a little bit more. Then I know where to go, which is pretty important for, adventures. So I keep my ear to the ground for you and listen for what to do.
Thank you, Miss Amaruk. I really appreciate it.
Of course. So let's not die tonight, okay? All right, good night. And then
Good night.
closes the door.
Amazing. Beautiful. Kiya?
I'm reading through a scientific journal, the one that I always have with me. It's a subscription, of course. And then have a little moment of just quiet for Yaresa before going to sleep.
Lovely.
Of course, she doesn't talk to me.
Of course.
And she's there. And she's busy,
Kodiak, your phone goes off. That's really good. I like that. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's practice.
Truly.
Really?
Yes. As someone that's around him. Yes.
Don't expose my secrets.
Exposed.
Amazing. The text just says Klein Tech. Make a perception check.
That's a natural 19. Ooh. Plus my 13 is 29, 32.
Who dang! On the edge of a club, on the edge of the park.
Yeah.
Out of the club, we're into the park. On the edge of the park is a black car that you realize, a sudden flash that you've seen several times tonight.
Okay. Great.
Can you tell me what you asked for again?
I had already paid him $300, 300 credits just for the name, but I offered him 500 more for specifics I could act on, essentially.
Right. Absolutely.
Specific and just specifics that I can actually take some action on.
It says Elo Catch has a meeting with the council tomorrow.
Elo Catch?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So then I'm gonna say, is there sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Go for
Is
it.
there a statue or I'm thinking of a place that I could leave a credit chip.
You can wire him the money.
I could wire him the money?
Yeah.
Wire him the money,
Great.
surreptitiously under a thing. And
Fantastic.
Cracking it all through,
Absolutely.
as I'm walking through the park.
Why don't you make a stealth check for me?
Natural 20 plus 11.
Excellent.
31.
Nice.
So as you go, you see that this car begins to like follow you a little bit.
All right, cool. I'm going to. Are there other people around? It's evening, right? So it's really almost nobody.
Late at night.
All right. How far to the nearest alley?
Like 20 feet.
20 feet away.
Yeah.
Cool. Where? I mean, are there any other cars, or is
Yeah.
it like?
You just rolled a natural 20 on your stealth.
So
What do you want to do?
I just want to make it to that alley,
Yeah.
and I want to
absolutely.
go deep enough in when they roll by.
Absolutely. You just want to lose them, right?
I want to lose them. Lose me.
But you want to keep on them?
Yes.
Great. So you go into the alleyway, and you like slip behind a garbage disposal chute, right? You see the car like pull up by the alleyway, slow down, and then like speed up, right? You wait a couple seconds. You know how this goes. They know where you're going. You see on the other side of the alleyway, they pull up, slow down, and then speed up. Action.
Like climb up to another.
Make an
level.
athletics check.
That's athletics.
Yep.
Not acrobatics.
Nope.
Really?
Yep.
Just checking.
Climbing is athletics.
Ooh,
That's an 18 and a 4, so 22.
22. Nice. Absolutely. So you like
Not a strength guy.
bounce off of the chute next to you, grab onto an air conditioning machine, haul yourself up, and like backflip off of it onto the roof next to you.
Sounds very acrobatic, but okay, great, thanks. That's okay, I'm not
You're
actually
doing it in a
good.
dexterous way.
Great, cool. Just teasing. I'm pushing the limits, I realize that.
You're all good.
I'm gonna pull that back. And then I want to find them. Like I want to find out where they are.
Great. For your 20 stealth check, I'm gonna let you absolutely do that. So you like skitter over to the edge of the street, and they're like pulling around the corner, clearly trying to get a beat on you, assuming that you just like booked it down the alleyway, right? Or that you turned on a cloaking device and are just like running. Yeah.
Is there a license plate or anything I can get a? Any
Yeah,
kind of
like the
or any kind of
equivalent of
marking?
a marking license plate. Yeah, there's like a serial number along the side.
Great, I memorized that.
Absolutely.
Serial
Great. Put that in your inventory and smoke it.
number.
Wow.
Damn it.
Spicy.
And then, can I see any individuals in the car, or is it all blacked out?
Blacked out.
Cool.
Blacked out, but with your natural 20. Wait, no,
Well,
roll a perception
Because
check.
my old perception is in the park. Yeah, that's fair. Perception. 16.
Yeah. You can't tell.
I can't tell you. Okay, cool. All right. I mean, I just want to stay on them and see if
Okay.
stay with them.
Great. Make a new stealth check. Great. So you like leap down from the building and like follow them piece by piece as they like rush off. But you're like just fast enough to barely keep up with them as they like carefully search. After about 5 minutes, they appear what it looks like give up and zip off. Too fast for you.
Great.
Unless you want to do something crazy.
No. I need to go buy a new phone.
Great. So you go and buy a new phone, and then
I buy what do you call them? Like these kinds of devices.
yeah, sure, 20.
20. Great. I buy a new because it's a burner. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be fancy here.
Flip.
Well, let's not go that far. Oh, maybe. So I buy a new phone, and I back to the neighborhood of the embassy, and I
Great.
still make sure Kiya
Great.
that just says
Phone?
I didn't. But
Great. She left her phone at the dorm.
yeah. No, I was at Karasham's place. After the faculty dinner. I know. I'm sorry. I was so shit
Did you
faced.
just
What? What? It was end of the semester, okay? When you get the chance to drink with your professors, you drink with your professors.
So then I just
Right?
so I'm just getting back a who dis text basically now then? Like somebody stole your phone and has your phone?
No, her phone is like in some lost and found somewhere.
Great. Battery dead. Nothing.
Yeah,
So
you get nothing.
John glares at
Good day,
Elena
sir.
for all
I
of the like
know.
18 inches between their chairs. Damn it.
To
Alright.
Sorry.
Great. Totally, you can do that. There's another black car outside of the embassy, just so you know.
It was already there, or it pulled up after I got
Already
there?
there.
Where's that one too?
Great. 2 serial numbers memorized.
Dun, dun.
And by memorized, I mean like
Great. Gotcha. All right. And you're just staying there all night.
yeah, I'm gonna try and get some sleep. I'm gonna hunker down.
You're going to hunker down?
I'm gonna like
Great. Why don't you make a fortitude save, my dude?
fortitude save.
That's right.
I don't even know what that means. I know what it means that way, but yeah, 14.
14? Okay, cool. Yeah. You're able to get some sleep.
Okay.
You're able to like, crunch on down, get some sleep. You don't feel too rough in the morning, and I'm not going to labor you with a fatigue tag, right?
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
What's up?
No, this is a thing in my background. I actually feel a little bit for me. So
Yeah,
that's why
exactly.
I didn't anticipate that being like a challenge.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a challenge. Like, no matter how comfortable you are with homelessness,
So it's not a bed. So there's a bit of it. Okay, great,
Yeah.
cool. That makes sense.
It's
That makes
always
perfect
gonna be
sense. Awesome.
um,
All right, cool.
so the rest of you wake up early in the morning, right? Your meeting is at 8 o'clock, right? Right after proverbial sunrise.
Mhm.
Get up, take the showers that you need, and head out front. Right?
Okay.
Any other actions you want to take before?
I'm gonna grab 2 coffees, one for me and one for Q.
Nice.
Um,
Lovely. Continental breakfast is
do I see
quality
them?
downstairs.
Do I see them come out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So is the black car still there?
Oh, yeah.
Where are they? Where did they go?
They're coming down the steps.
Great. I'm gonna wait until they're like
Outside.
outside and in that black car.
Okay. Well, they're going to get in a cab, right? And head off to the meeting.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so then like as you're all getting in, like what I envision is like as you're all like getting into the cab, I just kind of like pull in and be like hey, boom, just kind of like slide
Yeah.
right in, like no questions asked, but like I make my presence known enough that you're not all like fucking spooked by me being
Yeah.
there, but like at the
I'm
last
I'm
second.
shocked, and you see automatically her right hand kind of like go to the fist, but doesn't like extend. Because she's just like surprised that someone's just getting in the car
Sorry,
with them.
sorry. Apologies.
Easy. If someone
Coffee.
is like trying to kill
Oh,
me, it's sort of
I'll
weird if
trade
you
you.
just
Calm for coffee. Here
Calm
we
for
go.
coffee.
Bam.
It's a good
jump in
trade.
the car. Cool. So
Fantastic.
I push a few buttons, and then we choose a frequency, and then
Can I?
God damn it, Parker.
Can I? I want to keep an eye through the mirror on the black to see if the black car or any black car follows us.
Yeah,
but I
as
would
soon as you
rather-
guys pulls away, the black car follows you.
God damn it!
do I notice that you're like
I
don't know.
I'm
It's PvP. Do you want to?
I don't want to worry. I don't want to. My intention is not to worry you guys, so I would probably try to be a little bit sly about it.
We could do opposing, bluff, and sense motive checks if you want the dice to decide.
you got it.
Yeah,
All right, bluff.
Oof.
27.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I'm not
a
catching up to that.
Snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah.
I'm imagining.
She's like a snowball. She's a big fluffy doge.
Yeah.
Don't
delightful.
put the doge in hell.
Yeah, it's the black car is absolutely following you, and you guys pull away
Mhm.
and head off towards the Planera, right, which is the capital of the Pact World. This massive, semi-spherical building that has these huge columns that stretch up multiple stories high,
Mhm.
and you
land outside in your hover taxi and walk up the massive stairs. The stairs themselves aren't massive; they're person-sized, but there's many of them, and they lead up past these huge columns and into a large open anteroom, which is like it's well alive by the 8:15 in the morning that you're arriving at, right? You're greeted at the door by a smiling and not an android, no, a smiling half-elf. Says, "Welcome, First Claw. I understand that you're here." I don't like that accent. I'm going back on this character. Let me just back.
Accent finder.
Welcome, First Claw. It is a pleasure to have you here. The council is almost ready for your audience. If you would come with me, I will brief you on etiquette. And I see there are some more with you. I am Bertrand, and you are...
Castor 9.
Castor 9, and...
Bertrand.
And Bertrand.
Gilleskia.
Bertrand. Different formations of two different cultures, similar names. No, so, relic, if you will. Excuse me. Maybe I don't know. Come.
Did you say your name is Bertrand and I just missed it?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, it's
Great.
brilliant.
Great.
Honestly.
Totally.
All right, come with me. Come with
Best
me. Come with me.
RPG moment ever.
Really, your name is Bertrand? That's so funny. My name is also Bertrand. That's crazy. Who'd have thunk it?
What a thunk it. Parents had similar thoughts.
Perception checks.
Oh.
Also, do you want to make a culture check on some information that you found out last night?
I was thinking about that just now. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
would I know any of those?
17.
17?
16.
16?
Oh, maybe a triple. It's 18.
18.
What was it? Perception?
Yeah. And that culture check.
19 on the perception.
Wow, we just got in an order, a royal flush of perception, if you will. Or a flush. A royal flush would have led up to 20.
Okay, smartass.
20.
Ooh, fight.
21 on the culture check, and if it's related to criminal underworld in any way, that's a -5 on the DC.
Nice. It is not.
Great.
But thanks for it.
I'm just gonna say it just in case.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, 21 on the culture.
Klein Tech is a cybertech company of recent formation that has seen unprecedented growth in the Pact worlds. Elo Catch is its android CEO.
Mm.
And this.
And
No.
and I'm sorry, it's what's the title of the company?
Klein Tech.
Client Tech.
KLINE-TEK. You do, however, see a group of people who look a little bit out of place. All of you are able to see this. There's a very old, very grizzled dwarf kind of standing in the corner with two other dwarves, right? He has like a serious, almost entirely cybernetic legs attached to him, right? That are like so heavily cybered up. He's deeply hunched over and he's kind of like scowling. He has like a cup of coffee with a straw coming out of it. And he just looks extremely furious at absolutely everything right now. And the two dwarves standing next to him are kind of alert, awake, and like looking around, checking in, and like making sure that he feels okay as well. You guys are brought into the antechamber, which has this beautiful stone and gemstone floor and this large arching ceiling above. And your Bertrand, your guide says, "All right, wait here. It should not be too much longer. You will be. You are the first to be invited in. The rest of the group will be arriving shortly. We hope. If they are late, it's too bad for them, no. But thank you so much for coming. You will, of course, be addressing the speakers of the council. We don't want all 500 of them screaming at you, so the speakers do the talking, no? Yes.
But just while we're moving through the place, look at his face.
Great.
Without pulling Hood up and becoming a criminal like.
Why don't you do a stealth check?
Since I didn't get that hollow skin yet, when am I going to get that?
Oh, you're right. That totally should have happened.
It should have happened?
Yeah, so I forgot. So here's the option. You can either have that, we can rewind and have that happen, or we can continue forward and you can spend less money.
No, I want the holoscan. That's a more sure thing for sure.
Great. Okay.
Great.
As you guys hop out of the car, a gnome like bumps into you and goes, "Hoi! What are you doing?" And then runs off and like leaves with you inside of your jacket. The holoscan.
Great, cool.
Great.
I dip back into the taxi as if I've forgotten something.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my hair is now, your hair is blue?
Yeah.
So my hair has like an orange streak through it, and it's like blonde with an orange streak that's short cropped and kind of like has a like it would be a mohawk except it's off to the center a bit.
Because space.
No facial hair. Like crystal silver white irises on the eyes. And like tawny skin.
Awesome.
And wearing a coat, like under the overcoat is a suit. So that when I stand back up again, you would see like I still have this like trench coat that's like a little bit nicer quality looking now, but under it is like a suit.
Lovely.
Cool.
Hey, let's do this. And back to present.
And back to
So now I'm not worrying as much.
Lots of
about
time
this.
travel today.
Trying.
So, do you have any questions yourself?
What are the representatives that we'll be meeting with?
Absolutely. The three speakers, which I understand you have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, are Tammy, Representative Zoe, excuse me. I am familiar with Tammy. She, my father grew up on her planet. Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Sander.
So, Representative Zoe, Mr. Jekyll, and...
Really Lord Sander, but he goes by Mr.
Mr. Sander.
Yes.
Sunder is
What planets or populations do they represent?
Zoe is from Castor. She is a Junta. Jekyll is human, so he is really from everywhere. Maybe you recognize him. He used to do what is the name of this sport? Urban Scroll. He was an internationally famous star once upon a time. Now a politician. You know how things go. And then Sander is Eoxian, one of the few corpse folk who is a little more jovial, shall we say? Everyone likes Sander.
He is undead?
Yes.
All right. Sounds good to me.
She lied.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Will there be any other opposing people in the meeting?
Yes, you will be vying with two other individuals for the land claim with Klein Tech. I believe that their CEO, Mr. Catch, is, excuse me, not Mr., simply Catch, is supposed to be in attendance. And then also Mr. Danclock.
Sorry?
Mr. Danclock.
And...
Dwarvish does not sit well in my tongue.
Do I have a sense of like, I say, I still have not been told what the planet is that, or the piece of land that we are arguing over is. Can you give me any information?
This is a carefully guarded secret. Even I do not know. It's information only for inside of the council halls.
All right. Well, is there anything else we should try to...
Sure. Absolutely, I can bring you something. Is there anything that you would all require?
I trust your judgment.
You trust my judgment. Give me some guidance. You are like the worst...
A pastry of some kind would be delightful.
Wonderful. See, that I can deal with.
I say, if you have any meat
Absolutely. First claw. I shall return with some pastry and some meat, maybe all together, huh? What is pigs?
It's an old Adari breakfast food. It's from the Red Planet back in the day. Kasaf.
Oh, wonderful.
It's very tragic.
Pigs are tragic?
Yes.
Tear. A single tear.
A single half-elf
down
tear.
her face. All right. Fantastic. I'll be right back. All right. Do you guys need to talk amongst each other? I don't think so.
Scared,
I'm trying
man.
to remember. No, I'm trying to remember how to pronounce your character's name.
Amaruk. Yeah.
Amaruk, yeah. Dwarf? Or is it a
Culture check.
culture check? -5 if it's underworld. 16 plus
Nope.
8, 30, 24.
Whoa. Still no, but closer.
The DC was 50.
Yeah, DC is always 30 in Starfinder, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, damn, alright.
All right, fine. Dengluck is the name of a mercenary company.
Wow, that was easy.
So,
I was giving you shit. I wasn't trying to tell you how to do your job.
You were right.
So, Mr. Denlock?
Dengluck
would be like, he's using it, basically?
And sorry, what was...
Or is he actually like the founder of a... Right. So, I will convey that to Amaruk as well. Like, they're mercs. So between the two, whatever piece of land we're looking at, two possibly very dangerous.
I wonder what it is that's there that they know. I mean, they must know what the planet is if they are that interested in it.
Maybe. Or it could just be that they know you.
Well,
Torag, save us! Leave me alone, you wincing bastard! Come on! And into the anteroom comes the old dwarf. Goodness gracious, that little prick won't leave me alone. It just mincing around. It won't stop. It can't leave me alone. It's just bouncing back and forth with his little bloody accent. I can't understand a word that twat says. Not a single word. You, look. He, hobbles over, slowly crutching forward.
yeah,
you
so
realize
he
that,
hobbles over, and you see, a different side to Amaruk here, and she just, rises up, to her full, over 6 foot tall height.
Absolutely.
And the shoulders, instead of, being kind of, bouncy and, fun, are just, straight back, and she, inclines her head down to this, small...
Absolutely.
but wide individual.
Delightful. Hey, you realize as he's walking that the cyber in his his arms have become like a 2-pronged walker.
Yeah.
And he's more like short, round, short-legged, short-necked
Just swinging
giraffe.
through. Yeah.
That he's kind of stumbling forward awkwardly. And the 2 dwarves behind him are kind of attending him, and one of them is apologizing to the half-elf, and he says, Look, First Claw, I'm a big fan. I saw you a few nights ago. You're as fierce as I was back in my day.
I can't handle your dwarves. They're my fucking weakness. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm looking at you. I'm your scene partner. I got you.
Look, I just want to say, we're enemies in there today, but everywhere else, we're drinking partners between you and me.
We're partners, but you would prefer to see yourself win in this scenario.
Look, we don't know what's going on in there. None of us have any idea. These politicians. That's the worst thing I can possibly say in that. These lawyers, even worse. Ugh, it sticks on my tongue. These lawyers in here, these lawmakers, right? They want to keep us in the dark, and they're going to. They have all the power, right? They got all the money in there. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be you and me out in the black. Always.
She reaches her paw forward and goes to shake his hand. and basically says, well then, between us friends, why don't you tell me what you have at stake? I've been pretty clear about what's going on with me.
Yeah, they're absolutely looking at you. There's one of them is a female dwarf and has a very large warhammer that she's kind of like leaning on, eyeballing the rest of you. And the other one is a male dwarf who's dressed like perfectly, very sharply, very cleanly. You can notice like a little bulge of a side-on in his vest, right? But he is direct, clear, observant, and like clearly much more diplomatic than anyone else that these dwarves have ever met. He like apologizes to the half-elf carefully, probably passes him some money, and then comes back and stands right beside the person that he's representing.
Yeah.
Right. I'm Haklan Danglock. It's a pleasure. Please don't call me Mr. Danglock. Don't call me sir. Don't call me any other thing. Haklan will do.
Hecklin?
Yes.
Amaruk.
It's a pleasure. Shakes your hand. Nice and firm, despite how there's like a deceptive firmness to this perceived crippled old man.
Yeah.
This is my daughter Slorley and my son Glamda. Now what's at stake for me is the future. No less and no more than you. We're all just looking for a place to sit and build something great and escape terrible things behind us.
You're using a broad sense of words that catch both of our situations without telling me much at all of what you're actually after.
Perhaps in this space, even an old warrior has to be more of a politician than he's comfortable with being. And at that moment, behind him comes an entourage. There's black suits. There's umbrellas being folded up as it's started to rain slightly outside. And into the building pours lawyers and clear bodyguards, and about 15 people are filed into this area. And at the middle of them is a very handsome, I don't know if handsome's the right word, like perfectly constructed, blue tinted,
Aesthetically pleasing.
yes, android, whose green hair tumbles down the sides of his face. His posture is perfect, and he addresses everything that is flowing around him at a million miles an hour, very carefully and simply, handing papers, signing things, passing them back, addressing text message that are being handed and dealt with him on lower levels by his what looks like 3 separate aides who each have 3 aides beneath them as well.
Yeah.
And above the heads of these humans and halflings and a couple of shuntas, he eyeballs you and the dwarven compatriot next to you.
Yeah.
And then the doors open.
There's like just the slightest hint of like under her breath as he like catches her eye, because she's stupid, but she just feels like it's him. She just feels like he's going to be the biggest problem here. Innately. And it's not super aggressive, but it's like, I fucking see you. It's like when a hunter sees prey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. The doors ahead of you open. The massive council chambers. Balcony upon balcony upon balcony ahead of you laid out. And in the middle is a triumvirate of pedestals on which stand the 3 speakers of the council. and you are motioned forward and emerge into this room to a smattering of applause.
Wagtail.
The tail begins to wag.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to Starfound. Once again, please leave us a positive review wherever it is you are listening. And please head over to patreon.com/starfoundpod in order to pledge to get the podcast without so much of me rambling at the beginning and the ending. And remember that Starfound returns in January of 2020 on Twitch. See you on the space lanes. This podcast uses trademarks and or copyrights owned by Paizo Incorporated, which are used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. This podcast is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo Incorporated. For more information about Paizo's community use policy, please visit paizo.com/communityuse. For more information about Paizo Incorporated and Paizo's products, please visit paizo.com. Music by Murder Sauce.